Turn it up! It's the Wild Wild West. And Western Spring Television is pulling out all the stops to make sure that you don't miss out on every of the fun and happenings around you. Yup, we've got you covered because your girl got all the juiciest tidbits and entertainment news from around the world. Cross over to the chocolatey side of entertainment. Join me, Chocolate Cassie, on Eccentric as we take you into every bit of the juiciest news, fashion, music, movie updates, and other trending conversations. Together on the show, we'll get personal with your favorite celebrities via phone call, Zoom, or even live here in the studio. Eccentric will be shown on your TV screen on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on StarTimes.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning once again. It's Spring Trends on Western Spring Television, where we bring you who is trending, why they are trending, what is trending, and what people are saying about the who, the what, and the why. We'll go straight to business this morning. Over the weekend, the presidential candidate of the APC, that's the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was in the news. He was being dragged by Nigerians. And this is the reason he was being dragged. A Ghanaian put up a tweet and said that people need to pray for Nigeria because of our presidential candidate. And why did he do that? I'd like to show you some of those things right now on your screen. Apparently, a picture of Big Brother Nigeria host Ebuka. You can see that tweet on your screen. Charlie, all of us Africans are going through it, but Nigerians in particular need to come together as a country and find out who they offended, because this is their presidential candidate. So let me show you the picture now, side by side. The reason for that tweet was because if you can see Ebuka's picture, the Ebuka is the host of the BB Nigeria, Big Brother Nigeria, live show. You can see his picture there, very well dressed in the Igbo attire. And then look at Tinubu's picture. Tinubu's head was photoshopped into Ebuka's picture, down to the ring on Ebuka's finger. And a lot of people have begun to drag Tinubu, asking if he really has an identity. So let's see what people are saying on social media. We'll start with Chairman AW Afi Superstar says, allow Bat, please. He's identifying as a man half his age. In today's clown's word, it is legitimate. And Tyro, the original tweeter, says, fair enough. Next comment is from Aim the Machine. LOL, them even Photoshop the wedding ring join. She bala blue bulaba, they wear wedding ring ni. Omo, the Photoshop guy bad go. The next comment comes from God Sent. It says, God, I beg, don't these people have shame? The man literally has his wedding band in this picture, but still shame no reach for their body. He's still photoshopped. Olakunle Muniru is next, says this picture doesn't make any sense. Why is he appearing twice? I might be wrong, but I've never seen a candidate appear in such manner in a campaign advert before. The next story, the next response comes from Juan Veronica, says everything about his person is false. Nothing pure or credible about him, from age, school, family, and they even stole the former governor's picture to come and deceive themselves. His followers said he will rescue Nigeria. The government he helped usher in now is working to rescue. Remember that Tinubu was accused of using Donald Duke's picture as his own. So White Cat says they just replaced Ebuka's head and photoshopped his color. Even the finger has Ebuka's ring. Amazing. Tiolu says, head of Esau, hand of Jacob. Or what's going on here? Mamacita says, look at the hands. Ed Drama is the next comment, says, damn, wait, this man doesn't know himself, yet some people want him to steer the affairs of 150 plus million. And the next person says, the last comment on that issue, Tunde Ajet says, Ebuka is running for president through him, nothing else to see. But that's it and that about people dragging presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on Twitter for having used someone else's picture as his after being in the news for using the picture of a former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, as his own picture in his documentary. Well, away from that, we move over to the vice president of the country. Yesterday, a very angry Nigerian put up a tweet and a poll. Let me show you what he said and what he put up on screen. This person made a very serious allegation. According to him, Professor Osinbajo, Yemi Osinbajo, that's the vice president of Nigeria, is the most useless vice president Nigeria has ever produced. And then he said that one certain Namadi Sambo, that's the vice president, the former president Goodluck Jonathan, kept coming up. And he said, let's vote. Who is the most useless VP? And at the time of this poll, there were over 2,000 votes. 52% of voters chose Yemi Osinbajo as the most useless VP. That's what this person is saying. And 48% chose Namadi Sambo. But let's look at the comments now. Builder Kosi Sochiku Anadobe says, the fact that he speaks good English annoys me more. Good English, no impact. Then Toluwani says, with nonsense phonetics and good photographers, when it's time to speak on injustice meted on Christians, he turns blind and doesn't understand English. Again, the next comment is from Honorable Dino. Please don't use that tone on your vice president. No matter what, just tone it down a bit. We know they failed us, but let's respect the office they occupy. And Toluwani says, respect? People that kept 133 million Nigerians in poverty, they deserve no respect. Dexter said, this is exactly what would have happened to Peter Obi's political career if he had really become VP under Atiku. Well, you can see Toluwani is there. Let's go to the next comment. Nonso Wesley says, I don't agree with you on this. Who was Governor Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's vice? How many times did you hear of him in the news while they were in office? Dude was so useless that till this day, nobody has bothered to accuse him of failure of their government. They only face GEG and his ministers. So many other comments are coming from there. Now, the last comment on that statement, on that issue says, is from Candid King. Candid King says, he's more rigid than Buhari, in my opinion, and never stays true to his words. Imagine 8 Odindin years in power, no single impact. He's only loyal to his intention of becoming the next president. At last, he lost Buhari's endorsement. See, fear the devil, but fear Osinbajo more. That's some of the stories, some of the reactions to people saying that Osinbajo is perhaps the most less productive governor, vice president, in Nigeria's history. Well, that's left for social media people to decide who is the most less productive. We don't want to use the word most useless now. That's a very strong word. But then, who is the less productive vice president Nigeria has ever produced? Now, talking about vice president, Nigerians on Twitter are asking, where is Atiku? That's the vice president, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Let's hope that in coming days, the People's Democratic Party will be able to provide an answer to that question. But in the meantime, that's all we have for you on Spring Trends this morning. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Western Spring Television, on Twitter at WSTV_NG, and on YouTube, Western Spring Television. My name is Emmanuel Ujadigele. You can follow me on Twitter at EM Ujadigele. In the meantime, have a lovely week. Happy Monday. See you tomorrow.
Sports is a culture on its own. It has its own language, its own people, with their own way of life. The world of sports is never void of actions.